An issue that is being examined increasingly around this country is the very, very serious issue of how the media is covering public life. And I think what we have to look at and analyze is how good a job does the free press do.
So this isn't a home video of Bernie Sanders and his son. It's a clip from his show Bernie Speaks with the Community, a TV series from the 1980s that he created when he was mayor of Burlington.
Bernie, have you ever been on a horse before?
Yes.
All right.
Does it look like I have not been? What are we doing here?
I watched all 50-some episodes, and it shows this young Sanders making his first attempt, or one of his first attempts at creating his own media.
The God's honest truth is, the day after I was elected mayor, I said to some of my colleagues, we can't survive, we're going to have to develop our own media.
Now let me play roving reporter here. Let me see what we could do here.
He wanted to put it in his own hands. He wanted to control the media that was coming out about him and about the things that he was trying to do in the city. And because he feels as though he's going up against the establishment in every single way, the political establishment, the business establishment, and the media establishment, he thinks he needs to create his own media to really get his message out there.
Essentially, it's my view that the leadership of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are tied to big money interests.
Senator Sanders feels as though he oftentimes doesn't get a fair shake in the mainstream media. The way that he sees it, and really has seen it since he created the show, is that reporters oftentimes are influenced by their owners. He feels as though one of the things the media doesn't do is really showcase American people, working class American people, and what they go through in their day-to-day lives. And so that's another goal of this crazy cable access TV show. He talks to everyday residents.
All right, but who knows about cocaine? Anyone ever seen cocaine? Well, let me start off by saying it's an interesting hairdo.
Thank you.
Lipstick is also very interesting. The color screen will focus in on it. It seems to be a black. Is that right? What are the aspects of that society that you don't like? How would you like to see it changed?
Throughout Bernie Speaks with the Community, you'll find hundreds of moments like these, just bizarre and charming. So one of the most interesting things that I found while watching this is that Bernie Sanders is funny. Who knew? He has this very oddball, quirky, kind of goofy sense of humor.
Hi, I'm Dan Rather. This is 60 Minutes. We're here in Burlington, Vermont.
Some people have drawn a comparison between Senator Sanders and President Trump. They both criticize the media. President Trump makes it very personal. Sanders has an analysis of the media.
If you think that the function of Channel 3 or the Burlington Free Press is to educate you about the world in which you're living, it's not. It really is not. And that's the nature of private media in general. The function of private media is to make money for the people who own the media. It is a business. The mass media in this country is owned by very, very wealthy people.
But that being said, sometimes he will have a, snappy reaction with a reporter.
Excuse me.
You're not on the phone. You're not on the phone.
Excuse me.
Sir. I'm asking you a question.
I talked to some Vermont reporters who have said that he really stonewalled them, particularly after they wrote critical things about him. And so while I think there's just a huge difference between him and Trump when it comes to the media, these are things that he's going to have to address in his presidential campaign. It was interesting to just sort of see him as he is day to day, minute to minute, better than we do now. And I think that he believes, and I think he's probably right, that he has gotten here because he's been able to craft such a good message, and it's something he's been working on for decades.
The rich are getting richer, that increasingly big corporations control the political and economic life of this country.
Yeah, I believe that at the end of the day, trickle-down economics, tax breaks for the rich and large corporations is a fraudulent theory. I don't think it's ever worked. It's a means by which the rich get richer.
This show is one of the first times in his political career when he starts to refine that message and starts to filter out some of these things. And so one of the things I sort of wondered after the show was just, did he decide that things like your sense of humor and maybe some of these more personal affects are just like they need to be left on the cutting room floor?
I bore the media. I keep talking about the same old things, how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and they want to know if I'm running for Congress or what am I doing tomorrow.